Thank you for choosing our Patio Heat channel. I'm Steve. We provide tips and information to extend the enjoyment of your patio project. Our videos give you a knowledgeable overview prior to investing in your outdoor heating equipment. Whether you are a professional or owner-builder, we provide specific details for optimum heat coverage for your application. Post a comment or question, or for developed visual designs, send your request into designs@patioheat.com. We're here to work with you. For over 30 years, patio heating is the bedrock of our business, expressing what works best. Now let's get heating. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this residential application. You can see that we have a lattice work up here and then a flat ceiling up here. There is a skylight that's going to be built in here. We have seating over here and then dining over here. Let's go ahead and look at the the dimensions that I have. So overall dimensions I have at 26 feet from this outer edge to this outer edge over here, and then from the wall to the outside edge over here I have that at 11 feet 9.5. There's this section over here where it comes out at 9 feet 1.5, and then just so you can see I have a 2 foot 4 3/4 inch section there, and this section here 9 feet if I didn't mention that already. Let's see if there's anything else. You can see that there are going to be some lighting fixtures set within the patio structure. Also, you can see that I placed a unit over here, and we'll talk about that in just a minute here. Other than that, I think that's pretty much about it. The overall structure is about 48 feet long. And let's go ahead and turn that off. Oh, and lastly, I should mention what the true height of the application is going to be. So from this point here to the finished floor, let's see, I have that at 9 feet. We'll call it 10 feet off the finished floor. And yeah, let's go over here and check this out here real quick. And let's see if I can I'll just grab it from right here for right now and take a look at that. So yeah, we have that at 10 feet 8 off the finished floor, this ceiling up over here. All right, let's go ahead and turn off those dimensions and look at some of the options, and maybe some more comments than options, I should say, because I only have really one option based on some of those dimensions. So first of all, they had kind of requested a possible placement of units, and I'm going to show that real quick. I think they were looking at placing some shorter 4,000 watt units, CD 4020 or WD 4024s in the ceiling over here. The problem with that is, number one, when you place it in the ceiling, it has to be pointed straight down to the ground. You can't have it at an angle, so you can't get that ray to cast over here. Also, if you have it in the ceiling here, you have to maintain a clearance of 18 inches from the edge of the wall here to the edge of the heater itself. So the only way you could place one on this edge over here is by placing them on the wall, and you have to drop them down 12 inches from the ceiling for clearance issues. And I'm going to show the overall ray. It's going to show all the rays here, but you know, overall you'd only get a ray that would come out. In fact, let me turn this off here and then you can see this a little bit better. All right, so you're going to only have that ray come out approximately, 8 feet from the wall, and this portion here would be nice and warm. This portion here would be okay, but not completely warm. Also, just note that this is the exposed side on the right side of the screen here is the exposed side. So any air movement is going to be coming through this direction, not through the back side. So you kind of want that heat to be penetrating your body from either above or outside, the opposite side of where these are physically mounted, so that you feel a bit warmer. So I am not going to recommend this, but it's something that they were looking at. Also, just a side note, this has to be 18 inches from this edge of any combustible over here as well. So all right, let's turn that off and just go back into what I was looking at. Let's see, here we go. So what I first did was I placed 6,000 watt units in the ceiling up here. And in doing that, I was really too close to this edge of the wall, as well as you could see that my overall length here, if I centered the heaters over this covered ceiling area, if I centered the heaters here, then this would be, offset, and the fact that the heater itself would be, you would have to push it over to the right in order to meet any clearances. And I'm not sure if this is going to be a steel structure. I believe it is a steel structure, so it's non-combustible, but it still wouldn't fit. So what I did was I looked at the 5200, so 5200 watt unit at 240 volts, and placed them in that same location. So these are 48 inches long, and the flush mount kit itself is 4 inches long, roughly 4 inches longer on all four sides. Yeah, this would work out much better. So I have these centered, and then going back into that dimension, let's see here. So you're going to see that I have pushed this one over. I think it's about 6.5 inches. Yeah. So from centered edge, from this edge right here all the way through, I had to push this over about 6.5 inches. Now again, if this is non-combustible, yes, you can place it closer. Now I wouldn't touch it on there, but maybe 2 inches is still probably too close in my opinion. I would probably go with that 6 inches off that I showed originally. So let's just push that back here. And the other thing is that I have this at the same elevation. The bottom of the heater is at the same elevation as the bottom of these beams coming across here, lattice I should call them. And then if you look at the clearances below the heater, well, first let's go with the clearances above the heater itself. And I'm going to turn off the ray for a second so it's easier to see. We need 6 inches of clearance on the top edge of the heater itself, and all the way from this point here, the bottom, 6 inches out, 6 inches all the way to the top from any combustible material. And then I just made a a bracket that you could make on site there, just an angle bracket here, and use the OEM bracket here that comes on the unit itself, and you'd have to drill a hole through that. But in any case, that's how you could mount the unit, something similar to this. If you had a better idea, that's 100% acceptable. So in any case, the clearance over here is still that issue. If it is combustible, you'd have to push it over, but if it's non-combustible, you can go a little bit closer. I just wouldn't be touching that. Over here, 6 inches to this combustible surface here on this right hand side. I think that's about it as far as that is concerned. I'm not quite sure how you would make this so that it's structurally sound. Maybe you would put a frame around this, block frame, something similar to what this looks like here. But yeah, that would be something in the design that you'd have to come up with. So over here, we have these mounted, like I said, in the center of the patio structure itself. And then what I did here is I moved the center of the heater at the center point right here from this outer edge at 2 foot 10 3/4. The same with this, from this edge 2 10 3/4 of an inch to the center of the heater. I believe there's some kind of structural beam coming across inside this area. That's kind of why I did that. But yeah, that's where I would place them, something similar to what this looks like here. Let's go ahead and look at that footprint of heat. I'm going to turn off those dimensions here. And you can see here with the 5200 watt units ceiling mounted on here, this would be a nice footprint of heat. Again, you do have to meet that clearance. Let's go back over here, and push this on here. So clearance is 18 inches from the edge of the heater, not the bracket, but the edge of the heater to any combustible surface here. I have it pointed straight down, and you can see that the footprint is fairly decent in my opinion. And that would cover the seating position here. And then you can see with the 2 units here, this is actually a WD 5200 watt unit, and this is a CD 5200 watt unit. I just like that because of the profile here. The WDs are slightly different. Let's see if I can show you just what that would look like. It has a little bit more of a square base than the CD model here. Let's go ahead and see if we can look at this here. Yeah, it's hard to see, but yeah, it's a flatter surface on the top, and this is a rounded surface over here. In any case, this would be my preferred application for this particular project. You can see also too that, you know, because this is a little bit higher, the ideal footprint is not 100%. However, it's going to be fine for this position here. And they also mentioned that there's going to be times where they are going to move the patio seating area out a little bit, you know, further out here. So this would give it that very good coverage. But yeah, I think that's about it. All right, well, if you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and would you please tap that like button if you find this video useful? We don't advertise, not monetize. YouTube does not support us unless we receive a thumbs up from you, our viewers, and we really appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much. Have an excellent day.